I'm Carrie.
And we are a Paranormal Chicks.
Episode 21.
Yeah, our little baby growing up.
You can drink now, little baby podcast. You can gamble now, little baby podcast.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm talking about.
I suggest reel them in.
Yes.
And what was the one I won on the other day? Vici.
Oh, yeah. Pompeii,
yeah. And I think I said that wrong.
No,
I think I said the same word 3 times.
No, I think you said it right. Vici.
No, I think I said Vidi.
Oh, Vidi Bumba. All with the V's. And what's sad is it probably sounded like I said it right because my B's and my V's sound really alike. I'm a professional.
I mean,
episode 21 and I still don't know how to speak.
Episode 21 and we still don't know what we're doing.
Episode 21 and she's still fucking with her bug bite. I'm sorry, bee sting.
It itches. I think I may be dying. It's just so bad.
Oh, God.
I can't help it. That was very whiny.
Oh, my gosh.
So we have new people to shout out for Patreon.
Mm-hmm. The Creepinati, we're getting bigger, y'all.
Yeah.
So thank you to Nan G, Jenny G,
Amanda S, Wanima V, and Amanda B.
That's right.
And y'all are the best.
Yes.
If you want us to use your whole name, tell us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to do it like this. But truly, thank you.
What she said, times 5. Because I have to be extra.
I actually said it 5 times, too. I just went,
fuck.
Thank you. So that's like 25.
Oh, damn.
Math.
You know, I don't care about math. Who uses that? God.
So, okay, I saw this thing on the news this morning, and I was like, holy shit.
The world's going to shit.
It is, yes. Okay. Shit's getting real down in New Mexico.
Oh, fuck.
So, they found basically a compound in New Mexico, like very rural, where there were like 11 kids found, very emaciated, like starving. They were found like living under, underneath the trailer, like under, like in the ground,
shit.
but like under it, kind of from what I understand. I don't know. Robin Meade doesn't explain it very well.
I mean, she's got like 15 minutes.
Well, so they found the kids. They also found a body that they're not sure. It's a child, but they don't know who it is.
Oh, gosh.
They think it may be, I'm going to butcher this name. The only thing about this name I know how to say is Abdul Ghani Wahaji. I know that was not right, but it's Wahhhaj.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he was abducted from Georgia.
Whoa.
And his father and his aunt, his father's sister, were 2 of the adults that were like keeping the kids at the compound.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so they think that kid is who that body was.
Bless it.
But of course, this is like literally, I think this broke like this morning.
Wow.
Like this, because I pulled it up because, yeah, right, like I was going to remember that name. I didn't remember Abdul, but when I read it, let's be honest. But like, you know how when you pull up the news article and it says like how many, it's only 16 hours old.
Whoa.
So like this like legit was like just broken.
Alert, breaking news.
But I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we'll keep an eye on it and hopefully that'll, Okay, so the other thing that's kind of been in the news cycle the past few weeks is the girl in Iowa that's missing, Molly Tibbetts. So she went out for a jog. Step 1, never go out for a fucking jog. So yeah, she went out for a jog. I think it was like July 18th and never came back.
Whoa.
She was staying with her boyfriend. And yeah, she went out for this jog and she's 20 years old.
So she went out for a jog.
Yeah, but I don't think she was a fast runner. So I think it was just a jog.
Just a jog. Okay.
Maybe a little bit of a walk run, but they said a jog.
Okay.
So, I mean, Maybe she just jogged.
Good God. If y'all want to play a drinking game and get sloshed, every time Carrie said jogged, take a shot.
Okay, anyway. So yeah, 20-year-old girl, like, just goes out for...
Oh my God, you were going to say it again? Holy fuck.
A quick stroll.
When she's found, hopefully she's found, you're going to say, the girl who went out for a jog, they found her jogging.
Well, anyway, she was staying with her boyfriend. She didn't come back from that quick jostle down the road. And
I'm sure she didn't jostle like we would jostle.
No, bowl full of jelly. I don't know. That just created a whole nother. Our thighs would be clapping at us. I can't.
We're applauding ourselves going.
Look, my fat roll's hitting. This is me running.
That's really not her fat roll's hitting
no,
right now.
That was my hand. Okay. God, can we be serious for a minute? Poor missing girl.
I know. You're the one who kept saying jog.
Okay. So while she was jogging. Okay. Sorry, Molly. I really almost said it again. Oh, gosh. Anyway, so there's like a $300,000 reward for her that people have told. I know. They can't, like, there's no sign of her. And they cleared the boyfriend. He had a good alibi, I think. He may not have, but they cleared him.
Did she take her cell phone?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, yes. Sorry. Hold on. Whew. Okay. This is the big thing I wanted to remember about her.
Oh, Lord, that she jogged?
No. So her boyfriend got a Snapchat message from her, like, after he thinks that she would have been done with her.
Oh, wait. I think I've heard about this, but keep going.
Okay. And then, like, she went through her normal way. Like, you know, her normal route.
Mm-hmm.
So they interviewed a pig farmer that they thought may have been the one who took her.
What?
And it just reminded me of the family of serial killers who would kill the
chicken coop people.
No, they were pig farmers.
Oh.
And maybe it was just the woman. And she would, yes, I was actually going to do her. So she would get men to come, or did I do her?
Oh, Belle Guinness.
Was that her? Yeah, that would, like, get the men to come, and then she would kill them and then feed them to the pigs.
Yes.
That's all.
Her.
I about shit my pants when it popped up on headline news. Like, it was like pig farmer interviewed in the I was like, get the fuck out. Did he feed her to the pigs?
Right. Ugh.
So anyway, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I've got to remember to bring this up.
That's crazy.
Yes. So, crazy news cycle the past couple of days.
Yeah, hopefully they find her.
And the poor boy, I hope that Abdul, that isn't his body. I hope he's, like, safe somewhere that his parents, like, haven't, you know, his dad hasn't hidden. Because his poor mom is like, I don't know where my child is. And
yeah, bless it. I hope she gets resolution.
And, like, why did they have 11 other kids in that bunker and...
Yeah.
With, like, barely any food or water. Like, what were they doing with them?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't want to know. I mean, I do want to know, but, like...
Yeah.
My brain goes to the bad places, and... It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
You know what else makes me sad?
What?
Fucking Coco.
Oh.
That Disney movie. I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat dinner. I'll just put on something... Because then I have podcast stuff to do. 2 hours later, I'm bawling like a crazy person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who even knew this was a movie? Like, I saw it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll put it in my list. And then I was eating, so a lot of my list is like killing stuff or scary stuff that usually has gross stuff in it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, no, I just need something... Oh, Coco.
Lighthearted, yeah.
And, I mean...
Don't tell me what it's about.
No. I'm just going to say, like, 30 minutes into it, I was kind of tearing up. But, you know, I'm emotional, so...
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But by the end, I was... No. But it's good. Like, it's so good. That's why I was sad, you know?
Yeah.
it makes you feel.
Gets you in the feels.
Mm-hmm. It was not as sad as the beginning of Up.
No, fuck that movie.
Yeah, that, if you don't cry at that beginning montage, not beginning, but like...
The whole fucking movie.
True. I mean, yeah, I did cry all the time. And Ethan was like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing, you don't understand.
Well, because he was like...
Yeah, he was like 10.
Well, I was like 5. That's what I was thinking.
No, like
10. What others...
And, you know, I'm like trying not to cry. I watched Brother Bear in college, freshman year, and I was between Patrick and Zach, and they're just living their fucking best life, and I'm like, don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you cry. Don't cry. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Oh my God, I'm crying. Like, at Brother Bear.
You know what Disney movie I cried at that I shouldn't have?
What?
WALL-E.
Oh, because that roach? Oh, God.
No, because I felt he broke my heart.
Yeah, it was sad, but I will never watch it again because of that roach.
Oh. Okay, in other news.
Okay.
Donna's birthday is tomorrow.
It is.
She'll be 33.
That's right. Woot woot.
Welcome to the best number. This is going to be a good year.
It is. It's already a good year.
33.
I mean, we're doing the podcast.
I know.
I got a new car. I mean, it wasn't a good circumstance that I had to get a new car, but I got it.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a house.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I'm actually going to build whenever the bank and attorneys are like, okay, we're finished with the paperwork. Here, pay us.
You can finally break ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now, in December, when all the bills are due, I'm going to be like, this is a horrible year.
Yeah.
But right now, it's awesome.
It's all fun and games until you get the bill.
But yeah, seriously, I was thinking about that because 33 is like our, I hate to say like good luck number, but it's just a number that we see a lot. It's just like important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, me and Carrie are both 33 this year. It's going to be good. And then I was like, wait, it is good. We have a podcast. We've met so many amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what could be better? You know, I mean, it could be better because we could do more things with the podcast and have more content for them. But, like, it's already great.
Yep.
Besides that month that I had that sinus infection.
Oh
that might not have been great.
For everyone else, too.
I know. Everyone's like, damn, you're still sick.
But it's so funny is that feels like a lifetime ago.
I know. I know. Please, I never want to feel that again. But, you know, I don't know who could have been on TV. And you know how I feel like they're my friends too. But I feel like someone said that they had a sinus infection. And, God, do you know who this is? They had a sinus infection and they have to... You're looking at me like you know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But their sinuses were so, like, impacted or whatever, like how mine were. But they have polyps in it. Like, they had to do a CT. And they... Oh, I know who it is. Okay, it wasn't TV. It was on Facebook, a friend of mine. But her face was swelling at random things. And so, like, it's been... You think a month was bad? It's been like months for her, but she has like polyps. And so they're having to do tests, but it was a sinus infection. And I was like, I mean, not good for you, but at least I'm not the only crazy one that a sinus infection put me down.
Yeah.
All right. You go first.
Yes. I love days when I go first because then I can just sit back and listen and not think about my own story. Okay. We are going to go back in time a little bit, but not as much as last week. Have you ever heard of George Haigh?
Like, hey, yeah.
Well, some things because I watched a couple of videos on him, and some stuff said Haigh, and some stuff said Haigh, because it's Haigh. So I'm going to say Haigh, I think, because I think that's more accurate. So Haigh was born in Stamford, Lincolnshire, and he grew up in the village of Outwood, that's West Riding of Yorkshire.
Okay.
So his parents, John Roberts and Emily, And they were very religious. They were Plymouth Brethren is like their religion. They're Protestant because obviously they're not Catholic, but they're like ultra conservative.
Okay. Like, almost like Puritans?
I would picture almost like our Mormons.
Okay.
Fundamentalist, but not like...
Fundamentalist.
Like...
Why do you have to say it like that?
Because I don't know how to use words. Almost picture it like in between a fundamentalist and just like a everyday Mormon. You know?
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, he grew up in a very religious house. His parents were extremely strict. Like, okay, so this is an example. So when he was a kid, his dad his whole life had a birthmark on his forehead. It was kind of like a birthmark. And and he told baby Haigh that if that birthmark, he didn't call it a birthmark, he just called it a mark, was from God because he sinned. And so if baby Haigh sins, he'll get a mark too. And then, so of course, baby Haigh's like, well, why didn't mom have it? And his dad was like, because she can't get it. She's an angel. So she can't get it.
Gosh.
Yeah. So.
Cuckoo.
Exactly. So, of course, what does any kid do? They're fucking terrified that they're going to get this mark, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, again, so he just, like, had these constant fears of God and kind of his religion. He would have really scary religious nightmares. And so this is a quote from him. I saw before me a forest. This is describing one of his dreams, by the way. I saw before me a forest of crucifixes, which gradually turned into trees. However, let me just kind of caveat to this. Another article I read had it flip-flopped. Okay. It was a forest of trees that turned into crucifixes, so I'm not sure exactly which one's accurate. But the rest of it was the same. He said, at first they appeared to be dew or rain. Sorry. At first there appeared to be dew or rain dripping from the branches. But as I approached, I realized it was blood. The whole forest began to writhe and the trees, dark and erect, to ooze blood. A man went from each tree catching the blood. When the cup was full, he approached me and said, drink. But I was unable to move.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he clearly had some
He had the fear of God put in him.
Quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so as he was kind of getting older, he does what any kid does. He does a few, bad things.
Masturbates.
What could be considered a sin, lie, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hold up, I didn't get a mark. Why didn't I get a mark?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sinning.
Oh, God,
happening.
now he thinks he's a prophet.
No, but he's like thinking he's immune to it.
Yeah, I'm untouchable.
Yeah, that he can do anything he wants. The other thing one of the other things that his parents did was they built this huge fence around their house. Some stuff said 7 feet, some stuff said 8, some stuff said 10. But so that it would like kind of keep the outside world away from them. Mm-hmm. And like Haigh was allowed to go to school, but no friends could ever come over. And so like a lot of the like reenactments I saw and stuff of the videos would be like, kid Haigh like looking at his friends playing through the fence and like not being, and so like he was very socially isolated. Yeah. Like his only friends were pets.
Gosh.
Yeah. And so...
Well, please tell me he didn't kill him.
No. Like, another part of, like, his religious upbringing was that their only form of entertainment was the Bible. That's all they had to do was to read the Bible. Like, no TV, no nothing. Of course, I guess I don't know if they would have had TV back then. But I don't think I said this. He was born in 1909. So, no TV.
Oh, shit. I was thinking, like, 1970s or something.
I mean... Whatever. I don't understand times.
You said not as far back, and so, I mean...
Well, because the last one was like in the 1800s.
Yeah, but I mean... So I was thinking more...
Yeah.
In our lifetime.
Well, and he died in 1949. So even though he had all of that going on, was taught that the world is evil and that, if he sins, he's going to get this mark, but then he sins and that it doesn't happen. And so he kind of thinks he's immune, but he's also kind of an outcast and his parents have made it that way. In spite of all of that, he was actually a really good pianist and got a scholarship.
How did he do that?
I don't fucking know. To Queen Elizabeth Grammar School in Wakefield. That's where he got the scholarship. And he actually became a choir boy there.
Oh, Lord.
So after school, because he was really intelligent, like some of the videos that I watch likened him to other killers such as Ted Bundy. Like he was pretty, he was attractive, really smart, really charismatic kind of guy.
Yeah.
So after school, he started to apprentice as like a mechanic, basically. But he left that job because he didn't like getting dirty.
Hey, I completely understand that.
So he had kind of a thing about, like, again, being dirty and all that. He had a couple other jobs. He had some run-ins with the law growing up, like for, little theft, that kind of stuff. Like he had a little forgery type scheme when he was working as a mechanic where he would like get cars signed over to him and sell cars that like weren't actually his to sell and that kind of thing. So in spite of all that, he was married in July of 1934. They were only married a year before Haigh was put in jail for fraud.
Oh, shit.
And so while he was in jail, she was like, I'm out. His wife, Betty, was her name. She was like, I'm fucking out. I want a divorce kind of thing.
Boy, bye.
She was actually pregnant. And so she like put the baby up for adoption and like had nothing to do with him or anything ever again after that.
Yeah.
And so after he was arrested and, his marriage failed and all that, his family, because they're so conservative, kind of started ostracizing him. Because, kick him when he's down.
Of course.
Seems reasonable. Seems godly.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1936, he moved to London and he became a chauffeur to William McSwan. And William McSwan he was very wealthy. He owned amusement arcades. And one of the things that Haigh did was that he maintained those machines. So while he's working for McSwan, he also was continuing his fraudulent activities. He was pretending to be a guy by the name of William Cato Adamson.
What?
Yeah. And said that he was essentially like a stockbroker and sold all of these different stock shares and would pretend to sell estates for these, for the deceased clients.
Wow.
And, of course, was like well under market rate. So everybody was like, yeah, let me buy that up. So he said that, okay, this is a really long name, but he said that he worked for the offices of Chancery Lane, London, Guildford, Surrey, and all these things. You don't need to know that. But Guildford, how he was uncovered was because he spelled it incorrectly.
Whoa.
Because instead of Guildford, that's how he spelled it, Guilford, with no D in the middle.
Damn.
Yeah.
The devil is in the details.
Yes.
Come on, JJ.
Yeah, so he got 4 years in prison for that fraud. And then, again, this was kind of started, he was released, right as the Second World War started, and he just kept on with the fraudulent behavior. So, after multiple arrests, he kind of started going okay, I'm not going to live the straight and narrow, but something's got to give because I keep getting busted. So he was like, I'm leaving my victims alive. That's what the problem is.
Oh, my God. Yeah. The problem's them, not me.
Yeah. He was really fascinated by this French murderer by the name of something quite complicated. Something similar to Georges Haigh. Pretty good?
Yeah.
No. Anyway, whatever. Okay. So this guy, this was in 1925. So he got his victims, and as a way to get rid of the victims, he would dispose of their bodies in sulfuric acid.
Oh, I knew you were going to say acid. Ugh.
So while Haigh was in prison for his many fraud schemes, he was like, all right, I got to figure out a way to, like, kill them, not leave any witnesses, but also nobody find a body, right?
Yeah.
Because he had... So remember how I was saying he was smart? He's, like, the smart where he's smart enough to know a little bit, but not smart enough to realize that he's missing the big picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he had heard of the term corpus delicti.
Uh-huh.
And so...
There's a podcast with that name, too.
Really? Mm-hmm. So basically it means, like, there's not a body kind of thing. So he thought that it truly meant no body, no crime.
Oh, Lord.
So he thought that if he could dispose of the bodies, then there's no way he could be convicted of murder. So he was like, all right, I'm going to try this whole dissolving them in sulfuric acid thing. So he got field mice and put them into the vats of sulfuric acid to see, like, if they would dissolve. And
but someone else did that.
I don't know. But it took them 30 minutes for the mice to dissolve.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so in 1943, Haigh was freed from prison for his fraudulent business, and he became an accountant at an engineering firm.
Oh, gosh.
So, just the universe smiled on him, not the guy, and he just randomly bumped into his former employer, William McSwan, that he was the chauffeur for. They were at a pub called the Goat Pub in Kensington, and, you know, they bumped into each other. McSwan introduced Haigh to his parents, Donald and Amy. McSwan was, like, doing some work for his parents because they owned some properties in London, and so McSwain was... No, I'm sorry. I used to know a guy whose name was blah, 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 McSwain.
I was thinking McSwain when you said McSwan.
I know. Okay. So McSwan was doing some work for his parents, you know, getting rent from the different properties and stuff. And Haigh was like, damn, he lives a good lifestyle. So in order to, you know, get something without having to work for it, Haigh lured McSwan into his basement of his house and hit him over the head. Then he put McSwain's McSwan's body into a 40-gallon drum, and then poured, like, some highly concentrated sulfuric acid into it.
Fuck. One, never go to someone's basement.
Right? Especially someone that's, like, an acquaintance.
Yeah. Someone who worked for you, like, why do they... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so 2 days after he killed McSwan, Haigh went back to the basement to check out his handiwork.
Oh, I cannot even imagine.
Well, so the body had basically become sludge.
Oh, God. Ugh.
So he poured that down a manhole.
Ew.
So...
Oh, God.
Obviously, McSwan was close to his family, or, you know, to his parents. And so Haigh told McSwan's parents that William had gone into hiding.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because in Scotland, because he was being called up for the military service, and was, like, going into hiding.
Oh, my gosh. Like, he tells these lies that are so easily...
Yes. Well, also remember, though, this was the beginning of World War II.
True.
So...
True. I forget.
So it really could have been...
Yeah.
It's not... I mean, he wouldn't have done it without telling his parents, but he really could have been dodging...
Yeah.
The draft, basically. So Haigh then took over just, like, McSwan's whole life. He went and started collecting the rent for his parents. Wow. He actually lived in McSwan's house.
Damn.
But, of course, that wasn't enough. He was like, I want the money for all of these properties.
Oh, gosh.
So William McSwan's parents, remember Donald and Amy, they started being like, look, the war's coming to an end. Like, where the fuck is William? Why haven't we heard from him?
So this has been, like, years?
Yes, it's been a year, from 44 to 45.
Okay.
So, on July 2nd, 1945, he told Donald and Amy, like, okay, look, William's back from Scotland. He really wants you to see you. Come over to my house.
Down in my basement?
Yes.
What the fuck?
He hit them both over the head and disposed of them in the same way, in the acid baths.
Wow.
So from the first acid bath with William, he was like, okay, look, this is not, like, just the smell and all that. It's not easy to breathe as it's, like, you know, breaking down the body.
Oh,
so
gosh.
He made himself, like, a tin mask to protect his face. And then he bought a stirrup pump to get the acid from those, well, some stuff says it's pronounced carboy. Some stuff says it's called carboy. It's like those plastic containers that kind of looks like a really big laundry detergent thing where you tilt it and press the thing.
Yeah.
So he bought that so he could, like, get it into the tub, basically.
Okay.
And it's like, well, that was just, like, so ridiculously hard and stuff would get eaten through. And so he made these tubs of steel, like he had them made.
Whoa.
And then he painted it, the inside, with more layers to keep it from...
Yeah, protect it.
Keep it from corroding. And so, like, they really were almost like oil drums.
Yeah,
and
that's
not
what I was kind of picturing.
like a tub, even though it's called the acid bath murderer. But, so it wasn't actually a bath. It was really like an oil drum.
Yeah.
So, Haigh stole William Swan's pension checks and sold all of their properties.
Oh, my gosh.
So, he got about 8,000 pounds out of the whole deal. And then he moved in to the Onslow Court Hotel in Kensington. So, you know, he has all this money now, and he's, like, living the dream because he's, like, you know, getting something for nothing, kind of what he's always wanted thing.
Yeah.
He's all about the hustle, but the not good kind.
Yeah.
So, he was an avid gambler, and so...
Of course.
Hey, don't get me wrong, I love gambling, but I gamble with my hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Or the casino's free play.
Yeah.
Not murder money.
Yeah. We're not doing blood money here.
No, thank you. Okay, so, like I said, avid gambler, which, of course, so by the summer of 47, he's, like, already running out of money.
Oh, my God. Unlucky.
Yeah, so he was like, okay, what's a man to do?
Let me kill somebody.
Yeah.
Someone needs a bath.
Oh, damn. All right, so, yeah, he's got to find some more victims.
More bodies.
Yeah. So he met Dr. Archibald Henderson and his wife, Rose.
On the Titanic?
No. That was Jack. Dr. and Mrs. Henderson were selling their house, and so Haigh pretended to be interested in buying the house. So the Hendersons knew that he was a pianist, and so, you know, because he was making friends, and, you know, he's got to build a little bit of trust so that he can get them, you know, into a fucking basement.
Yes.
And so they invited him over to play the piano for their housewarming party. So he was invited to their, like, new flat. So while he was there, he was, like, kind of looking around, trying to figure out, like, what he can get, all this stuff. He stole Dr. Henderson's revolver, and then...
In the study with Mrs. White.
Mrs. Rose.
True. It would be Scarlet. Bam. Because of Rose?
Letter. Just kidding. Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Terrible wordplay. Okay. So he, at that point, like, he, you know, he's making friends, like, building their trust, yada, yada, stole the revolver. So he decides to rent a small workshop in Sussex and moved all of his acid, his drums, to his new place.
I thought you were going to say his assets, and no, his acid.
Yeah, both. I mean, those are his acid. Okay, on February 12th of 1948, he drove Dr. Henderson to Crowley, on the pretext, basically. Sorry, I didn't want to say the exact same wording of this article, but I could not think of another word. Citing my source. No. Because he told him, he was like, hey, I'm going to show you this invention. You got to come see it. So he went and picked him up and drove him back.
Always take your own car.
Right. So when they got there, Haigh shot Dr. Henderson in the head with his own revolver that he stole.
Fuck.
Then he went and got Mrs. Henderson, Rose, and was like, hey, your husband, he's ill. He's down here in Crowley. Like, he came to see this invention. He's sick. You got to come. And so took her down there, shot her in the head too.
Killed her with her love. Fuck.
He killed them with their love. So, of course, what does he do? Disposes of their bodies in the acid bath. He also forged a letter from them and sold all of their possessions.
Oh my gosh.
For another 8,000 pounds. Although, he did keep their dog and their car.
Well, I'm glad he didn't hurt the dog.
Oh, right. I think he actually liked animals because one of the
Because that was all his friends.
Yeah, one of the articles I read said his only friends were his family's pets and then I think his neighbor's dog, too. So he was even nice to animals that weren't his.
Well,
Okay.
one redeeming quality.
Yes. So Haigh's next and last victim was Olive Durand Deacon. She was 69 years old.
Oh, bless it.
She was married to solicitor John Durand Deacon.
Oh, a
and
lawyer.
he had passed away. And so, again, Haigh was pretending to be an engineer. And Olive was like, you know what? I have a really good idea for an invention for new artificial nails for women. And he was like, okay, awesome. Come on down here to my shop and we'll kind of tinker with it and figure out like what we can make. So on February 18th of 1949, she goes to his workshop on Leopold Road. And once she gets inside, he shoots her in the back of the neck with the same .38 caliber revolver that he stole from Archibald Henderson.
Wow.
And it's like, what a piece of shit that you like couldn't even look her in the face. You had to shoot her in the back of the neck. Like she walked in and you shot her in the back of the neck.
Yeah, because he's a fucking coward.
A piece of shit.
Yes.
So he took all of her valuables that were on her. He even took her Persian lamb coat. And then, of course, put her in the acid bath.
Damn, he could have at least got her invention ideas. We could have had Sally Nails before Sally.
It would have been Olive Nails, not Sally. Here's the thing, though. Even if he
didn't know what to do with it.
No, even aside from that, he doesn't want to do any work.
Yeah.
He wants something for nothing. He's an entitled fuck.
But
he was the OG millennial.
Damn. She's throwing it down, y'all.
Look, I am throwing shade to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. Now slide.
And all I'm thinking is from the window to the wall.
So sweat drop down your balls. All these bitches. Okay. No, truly though, even if he was capable, because he was intelligent, even if he was capable enough to understand her ideas and make that invention happen, he does not have the drive to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could have told someone else and sold his idea.
True. Okay.
Been like Shark Tank.
Yeah, because that worked then. I don't know. Okay. The reason why that was so choppy, because in my head, when you said Shark Tank, all I could think of is hoo-ha-ha from Finding Nemo.
Oh my God, I almost said fish are friends earlier.
Not food.
Yeah.
2 days after Olive went missing, her friend Constance Lane was like, the fuck? Something's not right. Reported her missing. The detectives had seen Haigh and Olive together. Not the detectives. Somebody had seen them together and was like, hey, you know what? I saw her the other day with this guy. Check him out. And so they did. They looked into his history and saw he had all these arrests for theft and fraud. And so they were like, we're searching his workshop.
Yeah.
At the workshop, they found his attaché case that had the dry cleaner's receipt for Olive's amazing Persian coat that he stole.
Wow.
They found papers that referred to the Hendersons and the McSwans. And then, the workshop that he had in Sussex didn't have a floor drain. But the one that he had in Gloucester did.
So he had to transport?
Yeah, so he would, like, pour the remains out of the containers on a rubble pile that was, like, at the back of the property. And so when the investigators start, like, trying to figure out, like, you know, okay, well, he did it there, like, what can we find? The pathologist, his name was Keith Simpson, found 28 pounds of human body fat.
Oh, gosh.
Part of a human foot, gallstones, and...
Gallstones?
Yeah, and part of a set of dentures that were later identified by Olive's dentist. So her dentist, of course, I didn't write down his name, but he's actually considered like the pioneer in forensic dentistry.
Wow.
Just purely because of opportunity. Like he had to be, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's like a pioneer in forensic dentistry.
How crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you, guy that Carrie didn't think was important enough to write down his name.
No, I didn't. But you know why? Because sassy pants.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh, God. Because it was in a video I watched.
Oh.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
it was in
God.
an article. I almost sent you a picture of him. Anyway, so while he was being interviewed by the police, because they were like, okay, and you're arrested.
Yeah.
He asked them, asked the detective, tell me frankly, what are the chances of anybody being released from Broadmoor, which is a high security psychiatric hospital?
Oh, gosh.
So he was already setting himself up for the plea for insanity.
Yeah. Hell no, you're not insane. You're methodical.
Mm-hmm. And so, okay, the police officer, the detective, well, the inspector, said, he was like, I can't talk about that kind of thing with you.
Yeah.
And so Haigh was like, well, if I told you the truth, you wouldn't believe me. It sounds too fantastic to believe.
Oh, gosh.
Like, first of all, you narcissistic fuck.
Yeah.
You're not that cool.
Like, you totally ripped someone else's idea off.
So, okay, he actually ended up confessing to the 6 murders we know of. Miss Olive, the McSwan, so it was William and then his parents, Donald and Rose, and then the Henderson, not Donald and Rose, Donald and Amy. Emily. God, names. And then the Hendersons, Rose and...
Archibald.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's 6. So then he also said he killed 3 other people. A young guy named Max, a girl from Eastbourne, and a woman from Hammersmith. But none of those could be substantiated. Like, they have no proof that he committed those. We just know he confessed to 9, and we know about 6.
Yeah.
So, of course, like I said, he was setting himself up for a plea of insanity. He said that he drank the blood from his victims.
No, he did not.
He didn't, but he said that. But, okay, so you remember his story about the forest and the trees when he was a kid drinking the blood. He told that story in his confession. So, kind of stands to reason that that story
fake?
May be made up.
Yeah.
Because...
Man, you started... okay.
I know. So that could be fake. But there were a bunch of things that said that he had the religious nightmares.
Yeah.
But again, that could have all been his ploy.
Yeah.
You know, for that. So of course the attorney general was like, fuck you. And told, he was like, this defense of insanity is absolutely ridiculous. He had malice forethought, he claimed that he killed 9 people, but the defense attorney was like, yeah, but, here's some different psychologists and that sort of thing that will testify that he's paranoid and that he is very indifferent to the situation. And I'm like... That just means he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's
insane.
Criminally insane. Yeah. So it totally took the jury... just a couple of minutes. One thing said 10, I think, and most of the rest just says only minutes to find him guilty. And then the judge sentenced him to death.
By acid.
Right. So, this motherfucker. So, he was his sentence to death was by hanging. So he asked one of the prison guards if it would be possible to have a trial run of his hanging so that everything would run smoothly.
What the fuck? No, you don't deserve that.
Yeah, he said his reasoning was that, like, basically he's a thin man and that they wouldn't make he wouldn't drop heavy enough to break his neck, basically.
Yeah, and that's your fault.
Eat a biscuit.
That's right.
But so, of course, because, like, even one thing I read was, like, he had the executioner, which I can't find his name, of course, but Albert Pierrepoint, I have no idea. That, like, this executioner was, like, well-known, like, had done tons of executions. Like, he's not gonna fuck this up. And if he does, fuck you.
Yeah.
So, he was put to death August 10th of 1949. Just realize that that's, like, in a couple of days, his anniversary.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I have it written down. So, he actually ended up getting more of, like, a actual, like, what you would picture of, like, a gas mask and, like, a gloves and an apron and all. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I didn't write this fucking down, but that is on display, like, his actual, like, mask and apron and stuff at a museum in London. Yeah, of course I didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
Will, go find that.
Yeah.
On your vacation, you have a mission.
And then he does have, like, a wax thing of him at Madame Tussauds.
Really?
Yep. So, he did. That is John George Haigh.
Wow.
The acid bath murderer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was a short one, but
good.
Yeah. He's pretty fucked up. And again, it's one of those things of, oh, I'm criminally insane. No, the fuck you not.
No.
You know what you were doing? You're a narcissist. Or you're a sociopath who is also a narcissist, but I feel like, aren't they all?
Right.
Like, I feel like that's not, you can't really be.
Yeah.
You can be a narcissist and not be a sociopath, but you can't be a sociopath and not be a narcissist.
100% agree.
And I think, too, that's where people get so fucked up is, well, not that, but is that, though, the, like, criminally insane aspect versus having a mental illness.
Right, yeah.
And he knew what he was doing. He planned that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
He
planned it out not in a, like, insane way.
No,
he's like, I want to get that money. I need their money. I'm going to kill them. Here's the clever way of me doing it.
Not only the clever way of the actual murder, but he worked to build those connections with people to lure them to his basement or his workshop or what have you.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, that's completely different. Completely different.
Yeah, than to just, like, a spontaneous, hey, I like her coat, boom.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to do an urban legend.
Okay.
But it's a modern day urban legend.
Is it, don't flash your lights at a car with no lights because it's a gang member doing an initiation?
Wow. No.
Is it, just tell me.
I love that huge long thing. What's that called? Lights? Flashing lights? You could have said that.
I don't know.
Instead of...
Flashing lights could have been a UFO.
True. Okay. Well, maybe it is that long. I just picture, like, with hyphens between it, like, not a breath. I'm doing Slenderman. Do you know?
No. All I know from Slenderman, which I don't think is actually him, is the guy from Princess of the Frog.
Oh, no, but...
That's not Slenderman.
No, but yeah, the voodoo guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name. My sister was him for Halloween one year.
Oh, yeah, she was good. All right, so first off, I want to say that I know he was made up on the internet. Like, I know this. But it unnerves me. Like, he scares me. And the fact, okay, you were even here. I had to put out my garbage tonight. Mm-hmm. And I was like, are you staying out here? Because I don't want to walk because I live in the country and there's no streetlights out here. And because I can see him. And so it, like, I had my flashlight and then I turned it off and, like, ran back up a little bit to get out of the street because it was dark and I can just picture him. Oh, no.
I heard you do, like, a woo one time.
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
That was a frog. No, it was a big frog.
Not Slenderman and not a fall. It was a frog.
Okay. So here's my thing with this. So you know how they say in your dreams, like your mind can't make up faces. So in your dreams, like the scary shit you see or the people that you don't know who they are, but you see them, like you've really seen them in real life because your mind cannot make up things you don't know.
Is that a real thing?
I have no idea. That
can't be, because how do people the Mona Lisa's not real, but he painted it?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was based off of someone though. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. But I don't know. That's what I've just seen.
Okay. I mean, I have no, I'm asking
No. Yeah, I have no idea.
That was so awkward. We were like, I don't know.
I know. Oh my God.
We were so awkward right then.
But okay. So that's how he is to me. Like, okay, Handmaid's Tale. It's scary to us because we can see that happening in the future.
In Trump's America.
Yes. And I mean, hell, cults are probably like that now, some of them. You know? And so it's real, but it's not happened to us.
Right.
But it's the possibility of like, oh shit, someone could see this idea and take it and that be our life. And, you know, whatever. That's me with Slenderman of, okay, it's fake. This guy made it up, but it's rooted in something. And also because I feel like I feel like demons are smart. So if they're like, oh, this is what people are scared of, that's how I'm going to show myself or whatever. And so it's like Slenderman was fake, but now he's real. Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah. So I just want to say, because people are going to be like, oh, Slenderman, he's fucking scary.
Okay. Hit me with it so I can decide.
You're going to be like, this is stupid. I even put, so I just want y'all to know where I'm coming from. And if you're like, ugh, Slenderman is so stupid, yada, 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 hear me out. Put yourself in my shoes or flip-flops, whatever.
Damn.
Oh, God. I mean, I can write your term paper if y'all want.
Yeah. You know, I never understood that terminology, term paper.
Yeah,
like, do people just have, like, a huge paper due every term? So, like, every semester?
I don't know. I've never thought of that.
I mean, we had papers due all the fucking time. Right. It wasn't like just one due a semester. It was like one due every fucking week.
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't that serious, but... I mean, it
was just in different classes.
Well, and I mean, we would have, like, sometimes in OT school, like, we would have this huge paper that was due at the end of the semester, but it wasn't like your term paper. It was like, I don't know. What the fuck's a term paper?
Yeah. Someone be Google, please. Oh, God. Okay. So, Slenderman began on a forum called Something Awful. So you know something awful is going to come out of that. Mm-hmm. It's a humor site where people do memes and stuff, but it's like smart, nerdy people. And, that's super funny, but it's...
really smart humor?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's whatever. They also do like Photoshop contest. And so someone said, hey, well, I'll tell you, on June 8th, 2019. Nope. In the future. Okay. I told you this. Okay. Do your beep doo doo beep doo doo doo.
No, that's only for dialing.
Well, it's dialing back.
Okay. Dee doo beep doo dee doo boop.
Okay, thank you. On June 8th, 2009.
That's better.
Oh, God. Okay, so they were like, hey, here's a contest for y'all. I want you to take ordinary pictures, and I want you to Photoshop them into being paranormal. Okay? So this guy, his username was Victor Surge. I bet he drank a lot of Surge, because that was back in the day. Mm-hmm. Okay. But his real name was Eric Knudsen or Knudsen. Knudsen. He had newts. I don't know.
Look who can't pronounce names now.
Me.
Just kidding.
So he posted 2 photos, and one was children, and they were like walking towards the camera, and in the back you just see like this very tall black blob kind of thing.
Almost like a really tall, skinny, slender shadow person.
Yes.
Okay.
And this was the caption for it. We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. 1983, photographer unknown, presumed dead.
Damn.
Yeah. So then the other one was even scarier, and it's kids on a playground, and like one's on the slide, like walking up, kind of looking at the photographer.
Walking up the slide or just walking up towards him?
Like walking up the stairs to the slide. Like,
okay.
I mean, you don't magically just slide.
I mean, you never walked up the slide when you were a kid?
Yeah, but whatever. Shut up. I mean, I could never get up to the top, but whatever.
Bitter party of one.
Okay. So this caption says, one of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slenderman, deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986, photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986. Okay, so for weeks after that, after he submitted those 2 photos, he kept doctoring photos. He made newspaper clippings. He put children's, quote unquote, drawings of Slenderman. Just like, building on this
story.
Yeah. And so much so that other people started to doctor photos for Slenderman, and, it became a thing.
Yeah.
Like it was becoming a myth out of nothing, you know? Now, well, by mid-June that year, a thread that was solely focused on Slenderman was created on that forum. That now consists of like 194 pages long of like a pamphlet of all the stories and like all the side stories and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Like 194 pages long.
That's fucking long.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like 50 items per page or like 10?
I have no idea. I didn't read it.
We're going to go with 50.
I thought you said goat, and I was like, what? Bah?
Right.
Wait, that's a sheep.
Okay, look, I had this conversation the other day at work because I know I've said this before on the podcast, if that's why one of the reasons why I don't have kids is because I don't know animal sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference between sheep and goat.
I mean, I know the difference, but I don't know the difference, like, to make the sound. Is that what you're talking about?
Uh-huh. I mean, like, I could look at the difference.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But, like, one's ba, one's ba. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
I probably shouldn't have shared that.
No. On the, like, Taylor Swift songs and stuff, when they would do the goat.
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's so freaking funny. Okay.
Well, what did the goat say?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because that was the answer then.
I bet it's like that screaming kind of.
Yeah.
So, Slenderman is normally depicted as being really fucking tall and wearing either a jet black suit or a black pinstripe suit with like white pinstripes.
Fancy.
Picture Men in Black, but really fucking tall. That Men in Black, they coming for you ass.
I was picturing like a 1920s gangster with like the little Tommy gun,
Yeah.
Like the pinstripe. That's what I was picturing. Just really tall and thin.
That is it. And that could still be Men in Black.
No, it couldn't.
Yeah, it could. You don't know because they zapped your memory.
How do
they
you
said,
know that?
deep doop, deep doop, deep doop. I can't do it.
No.
But I'm going to still try.
Quit trying to make Men in Black happen.
Okay. So his arms stretch like really fucking long. They're like Stretch Armstrong.
I swear to God, that's exactly what I was picturing too.
Yeah, and it's like if Tim Burton drew it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it
like on Beetlejuice when his arms go out. And
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so his face is featureless. It's blank.
That kind of goes along with you don't like come up with your own things though, because the striped suit, black and white striped suit, the arm stretch, that really is Beetlejuice.
Yeah. True.
So really,
don't say his name 3 times. Fuck.
No one has an original idea.
No, they really don't.
But you know what I mean? Like if that really does go with your, like, you can't dream new things or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so some variations say that he can morph his face into whatever you fear the most, which is scary. Oh my God. Oh God, I just thought about the R word.
I was about to say, so for you as a roach.
Oh, don't say it. So Slenderman, he has, his long arms, and they can reach out and, get his victims that way. Like they don't have a limit.
Yeah.
And he takes joy in physically and mentally kind of haunting the people his subjects.
Yeah.
Like if you see him, you see him. He starts to haunt you. So if you think you see something, don't look. Don't take a double look. Because then that's when it starts.
Like he gets you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Which is why I did not want to look down my road and see him. I don't want that. So, yeah. Once you make visual contact, he will linger in your mind like Freddy Krueger.
What?
Mm-hmm. It says that he has no clear agenda, but he does target adolescents because they're easy to prey upon, and they're subjective to his hauntings and his games that he plays.
Mm-hmm.
It says that also many accounts depict him in having some black tentacles that come out from his back.
Oh God.
And they say that can help him hold him off the ground some, like they can lift him up. And so that way he's more quiet and more stealthy when he's haunting and hunting his prey. There's even some claims that Slenderman has the ability to imitate the voices of your loved ones. So he can call out and be like, Carrie, and you're like, what, Mom? And you come out, you see him, bam.
Literally, that's a scene on Toy Story.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
When they call the little baby sister to come open the door.
Oh, yeah.
See? No original thought.
Well, this was before Toy Story.
What year was it?
2009.
Toy Story was in 2004.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. No, Toy Story was before that.
Toy Story, was it 90?
It was in middle school because we sang You Got a Friend in Me in 8th grade.
Okay.
Okay, and speaking of not original thoughts, and also this is why I think Slenderman could be real. It just wasn't called Slenderman, you know. But he took that Eric Knudsen, whatever, Nutty Buddy. He took...
Nudes.
It took me a minute. Sorry, I thought you were just calling him that as a nickname.
No.
He took inspiration from Stephen King's short stories and that H.P. Lovecraft or whoever, like he was like science fiction guy.
Okay.
I think that Lovecraft, I think his name was H.P. I didn't write this down, but I think what do you call it? The guy from Scientology.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, I think he was like an inspiration to L. Ron Hubbard.
I swear to God that when you said H.P. Lovecraft, he was like the science fiction. I was like, so he was the OG L. Ron Hubbard. Swear to God, I almost said that. Damn, I wish I would have, because you would have shit your fucking pants.
Yes, I would have. No, I'd been like, Carrie, you ruin everything. I hate you. Okay. But, so, I mean, he took inspiration from how they wrote and their ideas, not like plagiarized, just, took inspiration. But they took inspiration from something, too. And I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
trace it back, and it started with usually a real story.
Yeah.
So, again, like, it's scary because it could be true. Like I said, it could manifest now.
Yeah.
Because 194 pages of, like, a mythology kind of thing now, like, I don't know. I feel like you can make it become real.
Yeah. But is it actually real, or is it people's imaginations?
Yeah. But
like it's your, like, you heard the story, and so your imagination runs, and so.
yeah, and you're paranoid. But, I mean, I feel like that in itself is kind of supernatural, because that's kind of, I mean, it's not, but I feel like that's poltergeist too. Like, your energy and all of this manifest.
Yeah.
In.
True.
And that can lead to harming people or harming yourself, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, it's just like, he scares the fuck out of me. And it's, you know how I say black-eyed kids scare me, and like I picture them out my window?
Mm-hmm.
I picture him like out by the fence in the backyard and like stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just like standing off in the distance. And it freaks me out.
Like leaning against a tree, like those
Yes.
shadow figures, like on farms and stuff.
Yes. But like just in there, and I can see his tentacles kind of moving.
Oh, God.
I know. That's my imagination.
Why you gotta paint such a good picture?
That's it. And it freaks me out. Ugh. And apparently I'm fucked all the way around. Black-eyed kids in the front, Slenderman in the back. I mean, I guess that's normally
Roaches
where I
in
like
the middle.
them.
Damn.
Ruined my fucking nasty joke.
You
Okay.
don't like Slenderman anyway.
Nah, I like them a little chunky, little funky.
What is it that Ashley said tonight? Like, he got a little cornbread on him?
Yes. So, Slenderman is a stalker in the purest sense. He loves to hide in plain sight and is commonly spotted in wooded areas where he can easily blend in among the trees or amongst the trees, whatever fucking proper English is. And it says the dark corners of the forest. Yeah, that's why I'm not a fucking outdoorsy person.
Right?
Like, nah, bitch. Vampires ain't gonna get me. Slendy ain't gonna get me. Black-eyed kids ain't.
You know what? First of all, since when do you say ain't? Okay. Second of all.
I was gonna rhyme it with taint. But
Oh.
again, you ruined my nasty joke. But
Sorry.
go ahead.
And then second of all, you really shouldn't be tempting fate by being like, just because you're staying out of the fucking forest.
I mean, I was about to say, but I mean, I'm subjective to everything else that's inside. Okay, so they say when he finds his victim, he follows them relentlessly. He makes them kind of disoriented to the point of sheer terror, paranoia, insanity. You know, I mean, like
Yeah.
what's the word? Like, they succumb. What's that word?
Yeah, succumb.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? He, like,
It's like
engulfs them.
Yeah. Like an all-encompassing kind of
Yeah, that's it.
invasion, almost.
Yeah. Hey, how about you write this for me? You do better words.
Stop that. I do not.
You do better words. It said that proximity to him, it usually triggers something called slender sickness, which is a rapid onset of paranoia, nightmares, and delusions accompanied by nosebleeds.
Ew.
Yeah. So basically, you're stressed as fuck, can't sleep, can't really eat, think you're going to die, and of course, that's going to cause nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And probably the shits. They just didn't want to write that.
I mean, everybody gets bubble guts when they stressed.
Yes.
Who was it that used to say bubble guts? Who was that?
I don't know. Was it Eminem?
Okay, I thought it was like one of our friends.
Oh, no. Was that one of your
Maybe it was
teen
Tyler.
friends?
No, maybe it was Tyler and Justin that would say bubble guts.
No.
I'm pretty sure that it might have been them. They're going to kill me for saying that.
They're going to be like, that's not how we want you to be on the podcast.
Yeah. Can you shout Can you shout me out and not talk about my chronic diarrhea?
Okay, so I found some different stories of people running into Slendy.
So are these stories like from that thread that are fake, or we think these might be like Slenderman is kind of manifested at this point and these could be real stories?
Yeah, I think someone, honestly, I mean, this could be fake because everything on the internet can be fake. Besides that, we're awesome. If anyone says we're awesome, that is not fake news.
That I was going to say, that is, literally what you just said.
They pretty much wrote that in blood, and that will be passed down for generations and generations. Mm-hmm. Besides when everything goes to shit and we're in The Handmaid's Tale. But somewhere, someone is going to see it.
You're so positive. Such a good outlook on life.
Totally. Okay. But I think, like you said, these people researched it or heard about it from their friends, whatever, and then the slender sickness kind of, that whole thing. I mean, how we all were with Robert the Doll and Black Eyed Kids and stuff. I mean,
true.
That's what it does.
Because we sure did have a run of bad luck there after we fucking did that damn doll.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say his damn name.
Yeah. Okay. So this was titled, "This is What Happens When You Look into Slenderman." I'm just going to read it as they wrote it.
Okay.
And while I say that, halfway through I'm going to change it. I always change fucking, what is it called?
Persons?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're like,
perspective?
Persons?
No, I'm like, I was like, person? I don't know. Like first person, second person.
Yeah.
Perspective. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, perspective. This person said, "I was introduced to Slenderman a few months ago when some guy wanted to pull a prank on my friend. He asked me for my help, but I didn't follow along and just left. He wanted to scare my friend with a Slenderman costume. I looked up the Slenderman and read through the mythos, ignoring the 'do not look too deeply into the legend or he will find you.' And he went on to Marble Hornets, which was a website. I don't know if he says this, but it was a website like YouTube thing. Blair Witch? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like that, but with Slenderman.
Okay.
So they created their whole own like series.
Okay.
He said, well, I don't know. It could be a G. A G. It couldn't be. I was thinking HG.
I thought you were thinking B for boy, G for girl. It could be a G.
Whatever. This person. "I love the story and everything, but it felt a little uneasy at night. I thought I might be psyching myself out, but then weird things started to happen. My parents say that I will be awake and talking to them 4 hours before I'm actually awake. They'll say I do things I didn't do, like make tea and see it is half empty when I'll wonder if they told the truth. My parents are honest people and I believe them, but it's impossible. A couple of nights ago, I felt like I was being watched. Uncharacteristically, good Lord. I looked out the window and saw a flash of white and black. That night, I had a dream. I drew on a sheet of paper what I saw in the dream. I remember drawing this, and I'm glad I did because I had forgotten the dream. And it was like a hand-drawn picture of Slenderman, which I think we'll have on our website.
Okay.
My reaction time is slower, along with my memory being shorter each day. I drew an operator symbol and taped it over my door, and since then, I have had no experiences. The only thing is that I, being 16, have never in my life had a stuffy nose. Yet recently, it's always clogged, followed by major headaches that Tylenol can't treat. I don't know what's been up, but I feel like I'm being watched. Sometimes my phone shuts off and my TV goes to static, followed by a headache. Any explanations?" Okay, the second one is titled "Childhood Experience with Slenderman." This happened at about the time I was 4 or 5. Like any other little kid, I would get scared of most things, but this one time scared me more than any other. After a normal day in the life of a kindergartner,
Just a baby.
I went to sleep at about 10 o'clock or so.
That ain't the normal life of a kindergartner. That baby needs to go to bed.
Half the time I either forget my dreams or just don't dream at all. Tonight was not one of those nights. After drifting off to sleep, I begin a very weird dream. I see myself walking down a long, narrow, dark corridor. Light only coming from a door at the very end. I slowly walk through the hallway to a room, which is very bright, the entire room seemingly to be covered in white. I walk into the room, but there's nothing to explore in there. As I'm about done looking at this room, I turn around back to the door to get into the corridor again, where this time there's a man standing there. I just see his long black business suit, and I start looking up closely. Okay, red tie, I think to myself, and I eventually look at his face. There is no face.
What?
I am looking at a white orb with a neck, wearing a business suit, standing almost 8 feet tall. Like any normal kid my age, I scream. The scream rips me away from the dream into real life. I'm sweating and my heart is racing. I look towards the clock and read that it's 12:57 a.m. My dad opens the door to my room, and when he comes in, he asks what's wrong. Apparently, on my dad's recalling, he claims I said tall stick man.
Dang.
So it's like, I mean, again, this could be fake.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. But, I mean, I think I used to even see someone who was really tall like that. Because, you know, it's almost like an alien, what you would, in like that M. Night Shyamalan, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How, like, when they distort or something, and, you know, it's just like the long, fluid kind of look. That's scary. So, I mean, that might be what it is. You know, I don't know. Okay, this is titled, He Looked Like Voldemort. Voldemort. What is that? I don't know. I know it's Harry Potter, but I don't know how to say it. Is it with a T or without?
Voldemort, I think.
Oh, what did I say? Voldemort?
I don't even know.
Okay, he looked like Big V. Shit. People, every Potterhead is going to be, or Pothead, whatever they're called.
Potterhead.
They're going to be like, Donna, all I know is I'm a Slytherin.
Or oh yeah, you are. I tested it and it got something different every time.
Oh, because
but my
you're
sister,
not of the world.
Well, I'm a changeling.
We have established that.
Because my sister Casey was like, "You're not really anything. Like you might be this one." She was like, "But I bet you could test like for like 3 of them."
I think you did Ravenclaw though,
and then there were 2 others that I tested for.
Obviously, but I think that's what she had said. Because she was right on both of ours. Because I thought I was a bubble guts or whatever that's called. Dumbledore. What do I say? I don't know Potter shit. I'm sorry. All I do know is butterbeer and...
No, thank you.
What? Yes. They say it tastes like butterscotch. Like, oh, yes, sign me up. Pour some butterbeer on me.
Damn. Yuck.
Oh, God. Sticky. Okay. So, Big V. This girl said, well, I don't know why I put genders on people. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm currently an 18-year-old female.
Well, that would be why you assigned a gender to her.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm currently an 18-year-old female, and I live in Oklahoma City. This event occurred when I was 15. This event occurred whenever I was 15, but it happened in the same location. My friend, I was with her at the time of the incident, lived in a fairly decent neighborhood that was 15 minutes walking distance from a 7-Eleven. Her parents allowed us to make late-night trips there for snacks on occasion. As you're walking down this street to 7-Eleven, there's a park to the left. All it has in it is weird statue things, but I was familiar with them. Mind you, it's like 12:31, and as we're walking by this park to the left, we could see this extremely tall figure. I recall it being as tall as the branches of the surrounding trees.
Golly.
He seemed to be dressed in all black and extremely pale. I am an extremely logical person, so I wanted to validate that it was just some strange tall person. I repeatedly shouted at this thing. After no response, we ran off as fast as possible and referred to this thing as Big V, however you say its name.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Is he the one who shall not be named or something? Is that the same person?
I don't fucking know.
I'm sure Angela's going to tell us, and Casey's going to tell us, and everyone else who
I was going to say, and everyone else.
I'm sorry. But okay, so they referred to him as Big V because of his paleness. It wasn't until 2 years later that my friend informed me of Slenderman, and I realized that whatever I saw that night looked exactly like him. Okay, so this is a Slenderman nursery rhyme, and because he's kind of like Freddy Krueger, I thought this would be a good one. As I was walking home one night, I saw a stranger by the light. His arms were long, his head was small. I've never seen a man so tall. His arms reached out and grabbed me tight. I went along without a fight. I looked and saw he had no face, and then my heart began to race. He spoke to me without a sound and picked me up right off the ground. The Slender Man took me away to never see the new light of day.
Jeez.
Right? Ugh, I hate, ugh. Okay.
Yeah, that's like, good rhyming though.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine hearing that? Like,
as a kid? Absolutely fucking not.
Okay. So now I'm going to steer into your lane. I'm going to be up in your true crime pond.
It's okay. You can join. The water's nice.
But you know I'm scared of water.
Especially pond water.
Yeah, I'm not going in there. Okay. On the evening of May 30th, 2014, 3 12-year-old girls gathered for a sleepover in a small Milwaukee suburb of Waukesha, I think is how it is, or Waukesha. I don't know.
You know I don't know.
Okay. Have you heard of this at all?
The one story that you just told sounded familiar.
What story?
The one with the girl just then.
Oh, the girl that was walking to the 7-Eleven?
Yes. No. That one. Anyway, one of them sounded familiar.
Okay, but this true crime didn't ever...
Oh, no.
Okay. Because I remember when this happened. Because Slenderman was a game, too. Like, after all of this, it came into a game. And it was like the 8 pages or the 12 pages of Slenderman. And it was all dark, all black. And it only allowed for, like, a flashlight. And it was in the woods. And you could hear him, like, walking, too. And, like, if you flashed your light and he was there, like, you had to run and try to collect all these pages. But if he got you, you died.
Damn.
I never made it past, like, 3. And I freaked myself out. And I was like, delete, delete, delete. Don't want it on my computer.
Yeah.
So, when I heard about this, I was like, oh, fuck, what happened? And so I knew about it. And then I was like, I need to do him.
Yeah.
You know? And also, let me just say, because my birthday is tomorrow, and Carrie said she would go to a movie with me this weekend, and we're going to see Slenderman.
Ah.
Yes, Carol.
I was wondering why you asked me if I would go to a movie, and I was like, I mean, yeah.
And I was like, I can pick it?
And I was like, yeah?
And then you said, oh, shit, what?
And then you didn't tell me.
No.
Until right now.
I mean, I didn't want to tell you, and then you'd be like, oh, and ruin it all. No. But now you know, like, the basis for it, too, so you won't be like, what? You know, you can just pass the popcorn and we'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and our smuggled in snacks, but I mean, if you don't do that, you're missing out.
Yeah. Who's counting?
Okay. The girls, the 3 12-year-old girls, their names are Peyton, Morgan, and Anissa, or Anissa. Anissa.
I would say Anissa.
Okay. It was for Morgan's birthday. Morgan and Peyton had been best friends since 4th grade. And Anissa, she was a new friend who lived in Peyton's complex.
Okay.
So they all were, you know, chilling, having fun. The next morning, they got up, had breakfast, and Morgan's like, hey, can we go play at David's Park, which was like a little park. And so they're like, yeah. So they're all walking there. Well, did I say Peyton wanted to do that? I'm sorry. Morgan wanted to play. Well, Peyton was walking ahead of them, and the other two were lagging behind. And at this point, Morgan showed Anissa a knife that she had snuck out of the kitchen.
No.
And later on, Anissa tells the police, I thought, dear God, this is really happening. All the months of fantasizing coming down to this day. So they say that David's Park is green, grassy field with like about a city block.
Okay.
And it has like public restrooms, that kind of thing. That at a public restroom is where the first attack happens. So there was like a little part where Morgan tried to restrain Peyton, and then Anissa kind of pushed her head against the brick wall.
Ooh.
But Morgan fell apart and she started pacing and singing. And so Anissa was like, Peyton, go outside. And like she calmed Morgan down.
Yeah.
Well, Anissa said that she started petting her like a cat and it like soothed her. So then Anissa was like, hey, let's go play hide and seek deeper in the woods and like we'll go. So Morgan calmed down and they all went. And you're probably like, why did she go after they like,
yeah,
put her head in a brick wall and stuff? They say that they kind of roughhoused anyway on stuff. Like I think one at the sleepover put her foot like kind of close to someone's face, how they were like laying.
Yeah.
And the other one like kicked her hard. Like it's just one of those. I mean,
no space.
Yeah. And so it might not have been so weird. Like she might have thought, oh, we were playing and they got a little too rough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. Because, I mean, she's been Morgan's friend since forever, like 5th grade or whatever I said. So they go and start to play hide and seek, but Morgan counted first and Anissa and Peyton went and hid. Well, that's when Anissa tried to tackle Peyton, but she couldn't hold her down. So then Morgan gave Anissa the knife, but Anissa handed it back saying she was too squeamish. So while they were talking, like she tried to pin her down, couldn't do it. And that's when like Morgan came and like kind of handed, not like in front of her really. So Bella was just crouched down in the dirt playing with some flowers. And then Morgan said, I'm not going to do it until you tell me to. Because she had the knife. Okay. Anissa said that she started to walk away. And when she'd gotten about 5 feet, she stopped and said, Kitty, now go ballistic. Go crazy.
What?
Yeah. So Anissa heard Morgan say, don't be afraid. I'm only a little kitty cat. And then she pushed Peyton over and stabbed her 19 times.
What?
Yeah. She stabbed her in her arms, her legs, but also punctured her stomach, her liver, her pancreas, and barely missed a major artery near her heart by an inch.
Holy shit.
Yeah. They called it stabby, stab, stab, stab. Like, that's just how much of a child they are, you know? Like, well, one, that sounds like something I would call something, but whatever. I also love alpacas and llamas, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan later, when she was talking to the police, she said it didn't feel like anything. She kind of like made a stabbing gesture with her hand, and she said it was like air. She said that Peyton screamed and like, tried to get away a little bit, and she was screaming, I hate you, I trusted you. So she tried to get up and walk, but she kind of wobbled. And that's when Anissa took her by the arm and steered her deeper into the woods and told her to lay down. And then Morgan tried to dress her wounds with like some leaves, and they're like,
that seems reasonable.
Yeah. Like, I mean, basically it's kind of like, let me put some dirt on it. And they're like, hey, we're going to go get you help. Stay right here.
Okay.
But they didn't.
Of course. They never do.
Why would you think someone like, I mean, I know she's went with you after you rammed her head into the brick wall, but apparently like it wasn't that hard. It's not like you know what I mean? It was like half-heartedly done. But like if you're laying there and you're not going to be like, oh, okay, they're going to come back. Like, no, she just stabbed you 19 times.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane in the membrane.
Yeah. So they fled. They washed up in the sinks at the bathroom Walmart that was pretty close, and they filled their water bottles up. Then they wandered around for a couple of hours. They cried, they sang, and then they were picked up by the police as they sat in the grass near the entrance to the interstate. So they were like, I mean, it was a mixed emotions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Again, they knew it was wrong, but in their head, it was right.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, back at the woods, Peyton crawled into the road. She was discovered by a passing cyclist and taken to the hospital. And just before the anesthesia took effect, she was able to tell police what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So they, picked them up. Anissa had cried like most of the interview.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was over, it was kind of like a relief washed over her. And innocence came back to her. And she asked, will I be able to go back to school? And because since 3rd grade, she hadn't missed a day.
Oh, God.
But it's like, no, you just tried to kill somebody.
Right.
That's
very Brendan Dassey.
Mm-hmm. And, God, so there's a picture of Peyton's shirt, and it was white, and it had a heart and the words, love, hope, smile, beautiful, dream. And you can see it covered in holes from the 19 stab wounds and dried blood. And I'm just thinking, like, bless Peyton's heart. She was over there picking fucking flowers.
Right.
Wearing this sweet-ass shirt, that's just, like, so pure.
Yeah.
And, like, here it is, like, brutalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just picture her as being delicate like those flowers, and then just, 19 times, and they're 12 years old.
That's nuts.
Like,
more stab wounds than they are years old.
Oh, fuck.
I know.
One to grow on.
Make that 7.
I know. I just did the thing. I don't know math. So, how does this tie in with Slenderman? I'm about to tell you.
Hit me with it.
I mean, could I be an infomercial or what?
I think so.
Thanks. You sounded like you were part of the infomercial. I think so. 2 thumbs up.
Tell me more about it.
Only $19.99 for 24 monthly installments.
Not including shipping and handling.
Yes.
Whatever in the fuck handling is.
All I know how to do is handle balls, but whatever.
Damn.
I mean, balls for Marley. God, you nasty. So, during their interviews with the police, Anissa and Morgan said they were trying to kill Peyton to please Slenderman. She said that they wanted to become proxies, which was basically like Slenderman's right-hand men. Like they're in that mythos of him. There's several people who kind of his underlings, and so they're saying, okay, this human sacrifice can get us. Slenderman will come and find us. He'll take us to his mansion that is in the woods, and we're going to live there and like be close to him and do these, his bidding.
Right.
And also they wanted protection from him. So like they thought that if they didn't attack her at this point, because they knew about him and had been planning it, that he would kill their families.
Damn.
And also Anissa told the police that she wanted proof that he existed because she wanted to show people that he was real, because people would make fun of them. And like Peyton had never talked about Slenderman. She didn't know anything of this. Right. This was Morgan and Anissa.
Okay.
But like people on the internet saying like, oh, he's not real, and so it's like, no, we're going to prove to you, like we're going to do this and meet him, and then you're going to know. So something good happened, that Peyton did make it out. She is, thriving, living her best life, doing great. In 2017, Anissa pleaded guilty to being party to attempted second-degree homicide And a jury found her not guilty by mental disease or defect.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan accepted a plea under which she would not go to a trial, but would be evaluated by a psychiatrist to determine how long she would be placed in a facility. She later pleaded guilty, but was found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. Anissa was sentenced 25 years to life, involving at least 3 years locked confinement and involuntary treatment to a state psychiatric institute, followed by communal supervision until age 40.
Damn.
Her accomplice, Morgan, was sentenced to the maximum 40 years to life, involving at least 3 years locked confinement, in addition to involuntary treatment until the age of 53, or the resolution of her symptoms, whichever happens first, followed by continued communal supervision, periodic reevaluations, or further treatment needed to help her, rehabilitate her. So with that, there have been other incidents. After hearing the story, an unidentified woman in Cincinnati, Ohio, told a TV reporter in June 2014 that her 13-year-old daughter had attacked her with a knife and had written a lot of macabre fiction involving Slenderman, and the mother said that motivated the attack. Everything she had been writing and plotting. And then September 4th, 2014, a 14-year-old girl in Port Richey, Florida. And didn't you tell me about Port Richey?
It's Newport Richey.
Well, that's what she said was Port Richey. But I was like, damn, I know that place. How do I know that place?
There may be a Port Richey.
I don't know. She allegedly set her family's house on fire while her mother and 9-year-old brother were inside.
Shit.
Police reported that the teenager had been reading online stories about Slenderman, as well as another, a manga called Soul Eater. He said that the girl had visited the website that contains a lot of Slenderman information and stories, and it would be safe to say there's a connection to that. During the early 2015 epidemic of suicide attempts by young people ages 12 to 24 on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, Slenderman was cited as an influence. The Oglala Sioux tribe, I don't know if I said that right, the president noted that many Native Americans traditionally believe in a suicide spirit similar to Slenderman. Yeah. So, this one poster on a forum said he liked Slenderman because he was relentless. And what he says, this is why I'm scared of him. He said, Slender hunts you, but he doesn't bang on your door, claw at your walls, or howl at the moon. He's just there, standing, waiting in the corner of your eyes. It's bogus, you know it. You're just seeing things because you're tired as shit, or it's a joke. But then it gets real. You have to get away, and despite your best efforts, Slender is still there, always standing, always waiting, always watching. Another person said it was from that same story, the ones that had the stories, and it was titled, He is Real. And it says, let me explain. It's like a disease. The more you see, the more you believe, and the more you fear it. The more you fear it, the more you get paranoid about seeing him. Then you make yourself believe you see him because you think you will. Then you become even more scared until it engulfs you. That is how Slenderman is real. He is real in the same way that fear is real. A very scary metaphysical being that takes your sanity. So all stories were true to an extent.
Damn.
So
relentless, to say the least.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy your drive through the woods tonight.
Thanks. You're the best. Not.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, that was good.
Yay, I'm glad you liked it. I thought you wouldn't like it.
No, I like it because I can see, you framed it in a way that made it, more believable.
Yeah, not believable in him per se, but it's the persona.
And how things can manifest in that way.
And again, demons do like to pretend to be something. And like they do tend to appear to children and stuff. So it's like...
that aren't so guarded. And
yeah. And so, of course, okay, if they see something, but they've been reading about Slenderman...
right.
It's like, that's what their mind's going to see. And if he like mimics some, you know what I mean? I just feel, again, it's one of those things. If you know about Slenderman, he can come and be in your head, you know? So I'm sorry. Hopefully you don't see him in your peripherals.
I better not.
Eyes straight.
Don't look again.
Don't look side to side. Don't give a second look. Or a second thought.
Oh, my God.
And don't say his name a lot.
Okay, well, that was, like, number one of what we learned. Oh, my gosh. If I see Slenderman, Donna...
you're going to be like, oh, wait, you single?
I hate you. Just kidding, I don't.
You'd be like, your tentacles can tantalize me.
Oh, God. Okay, well, we'll call that number one of what we learned. Oh, my God. Okay, so 2...
okay, 2...
make sure that you have the proper bath bomb. Yeah. Not made of sulfuric acid. Yeah. That is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, what were you about to say?
I was going to say, 2, stay out of basements. Do not trust somebody. If they say, hey, come look at this. No, the fuck I'm not. You know what's down in basements? Demons and laundry, and I don't want either.
And roaches.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, totes agree. Unless it's your house and it's your laundry room.
Not even then. Move that upstairs because nobody wants to
slip down those damn stairs. I know.
I trip, fall, see something, and then die.
Yeah, when I lived in that house in Salem, I totally did. I tripped down the stairs. I hit my head on the like, because you know how like in like on movies and stuff when people would hit their head going down the stairs in the basement, literally happened to me.
Oh. Fuck.
I don't even know how many times.
That's how you're a changeling. Fuck. Fucking Salem, dude.
That's funny.
But yeah, don't go into basements. Don't trust people like that. Put your guard up. Okay, number 3. Don't trust Donna because she's going to get you killed.
Now, that's the damn fucking truth. Stop listening to this podcast. She's going to make us see all kind of shit we don't want to see.
Whatever. I'm opening your mind up.
I'm going to close my third eye, though.
Yeah, you better.
Shit. I did like that story, though.
Yay! I can't wait to see the movie. It's probably going to be stupid, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
Also, let's just be honest. I think we've talked about it, that I am crazy and, like, super paranoid about theater massacres now.
Yeah.
Because, again, that was my safe place. Me and Tiffany spent summers like seeing every movie because again my parents would clean so we'd get to see it free. Yeah. So I mean we spent like every day there and stuff, and then like for something to happen, like I never felt scared there besides one time, which I'll have to tell y'all about one time later. That was terrifying, but not from like real true crime stuff, right? But that just rocked my world, and so I cannot go on an opening day anytime, but I don't like to go at night. I think I've only been once, and that's because Sabria had free tickets to something, and so we went. Yeah. But it was like 50 shades free or whatever, so it like, I feel like no one would care
unless
about that.
It was like a church group or something.
Oh, true. But, so we won't be seeing Slenderman in the dark. It'll be like brunch. Yeah. So, it won't be so scary. It'll be probably silly. But then later tonight, when I'm closing the windows, or later Saturday night, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck. I see you, Slendy.
Don't look out there.
I see you, Slendy. Looking at me. And that
shaking that
ass. Oh, shaking that thing.
No. Yeah.
Oh, man, we look like a 10 if me and him were together.
Oh, fuck.
Actually, we look like a B because you know he's too tall for me, so it'd be like lowercase b.
On that note, remember,
creep it real and don't get scared.